It's time to review another icon, the CBR1000RR from 2016, also known as Fireblade. Let's see if this bike is still worth it in 2025, but enough with the chit chat, let's get on it. The 2016 Fireblade represents the pinnacle of Honda analog superbike era. While it might lack some of the electronic rider aids found in its contemporary, it compensates with its refined chassis, responsive power delivery and exceptional handling. At the core of the CBR1000RR, as in the name, there is a 1000cc engine, 999.8cc to be accurate. The dual-stage injection system ensures a precise throttle response across the rev range, offering smooth power delivery and linear acceleration. The inclusion of a MotoGP-derived slipper clutch assures confident downshifting and deceleration, minimizing the wheel hop under aggressive braking. This bike features a die-cast aluminum twin spar frame that balances strength, rigidity, and lightness, and that contributes to the impressive weight to power ratio. When it comes to the suspension, we have Showa suspension all around. You have 43mm big piston forks up front and a ProLink monoshock in the back. But the best part of this bike handling is the Honda electronic steering damper, which modulate how much friction gives the steering head depending on the speed. The faster you go, the more rigid the steering gets. The slowest you go, the lighter it gets, so not to hinder the slow speed maneuverability of the CBR1000RR. When it comes to the riding position, just like every other CBR before this one, the bike is very comfortable and not as aggressive as its contemporaries. The foot pegs are not excessively high, although the clearance is obviously sport bike-like. Now, when I lean forward towards the handlebar, I don't feel stretched, I don't feel a lot of weight on the handlebar itself, and as you can see, my hands are just at the same height as my hips. There is no leaning down too much or stretching forward. It's nice and comfortable, making this bike usable for everyday riding. Another thing that makes this bike useful for everyday riding is the impressive size of the underseat compartment. Although the tail of the CBR is very sleek, very pointy, once you open the back, you find a large space to fit plenty. You can fit your gloves in there. In my case, I have a microfiber rag, the documents, obviously, the toolkit, and a safety recall letter, which I will take care as soon as I can. This video is brought to you by ProStormer Tools, in this specific case a 20-piece ratcheting wrench set. 10 metric, 10 standard, vanadium steel, chrome plated for rust resistance. 12-point box end, 72 teeth ratchet gear, and on the standard version you can actually swivel the box end. All in all, a great wrench set at a decent price. So thank you very much to ProStormer Tools once more for sponsoring this video, but let's get back to it. It's time to take a look at the braking system on this bike. We have a dual radial mounted 4-piston caliper up front from Tokiko, on top of a 320mm floating disc, and a single 220mm disc at the back with a caliper from Nissin. The ABS system was an option on this model year, and I'm quite happy that this bike doesn't have it. Also, when it comes to this specific bike, the brake lines have been upgraded to stainless steel braided lines, which improve the feeling at the lever. For this year batch of bike, Honda says they used a layer fairing system that improves cooling and at the same time creates a bubble around the rider on all directions. There is another important thing that nobody or almost nobody talks about. There is a chin spoiler. So pretty much the back here, it's closed, and that reduces the aerodynamic lift that a bike this fast and this light would tend to have. So the bike is planted and it doesn't quite up or gets super light when it's important. I personally like the style of this CBR much more than the bike that came after, and somewhat of the bike that came before. The dash on the motorcycle is very simple. It's a simple LCD, very clear to read in sunlight and in the shade. In this case, I swear I tried all I could to make the dash show up on camera, but with the giant sun on top of me today, neither the dash nor my face is gonna be clear. The simplicity is probably this dash strong point. There is nothing to learn. There is no manual to flip through. You have RPM, you have speed, you have a gear indicator, you have a shift light, and that is all you need. There are other features that are hidden in there that you gotta push those two buttons up top to go and find, but sincerely, I never felt the need to use it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not even there. The seat is incredibly comfortable for a sport bike, and as you guys can see, I removed the rear seat and the passenger pegs because this bike deserves to be ridden alone. It's so good, it's so much fun that having a passenger in the back will definitely ruin the enjoyment. For this year model, there is also an SP variant. The SP variant comes in the classic Repsol livery. Also offers Brembo brakes, all-in suspensions, a single seat just like this, but this I added myself, and a lighter rear subframe. Also the pistons and the connective rod have been hand-selected to provide a better performance from the same engine. So in the end, the 2016 Honda CBR1000RR shows Honda's commitment to provide a super bike that offers a pure analog riding experience. Its combination of refined engineering, responsive handling, and rider-focused feature makes this a compelling choice for the enthusiasts that prioritize rider skill over electronic intervention. Or, in simpler words, this bike is as fast as the size of your testicles. That is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the 2016 Honda CBR1000RR, and thank goodness, because I'm running out of ways to keep the wind from making the whole review sound like this. Thank you very much to my patrons. You guys are the best. If you're not a patron, check the links down there to become one, or if you don't want to, just join the channel, subscribe, it's free. But it's time for me to go ride this rocket of a motorcycle. So, dai tutti, and I'll see you next time. You gotta be kidding me. Now we have three cars in a parking lot over there, and all three have their alarm going on. I mean, what can I say?